What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? This is Magzilla coming at you. This is week three, tracking the NCAA GYMACT season. Yeah, we're rolling right along. I wouldn't say this is the most exciting um, weekend, but a lot of stuff did happen, and surprisingly, there hasn't been a lot of information. So I'm kind of piecing things together. There've been a good few good websites I found recently. I was actually able to find the Stanford Open. Verdius had the Navy versus I believe it was Simpson meet. So there's stuff out there. So yeah, make sure you're getting out and watching it. Um, oh, there was actually a great recording I was able to find of Illinois versus Oklahoma. It was a head-to-head meet. I believe the original coverage was from ESPN. Um, but yeah, I was able to find it on YouTube, and it had like commentary, and it was like a great meet, head-to-head, back and forth. So if you're interested in watching some great gymnastics, that was a great one from the weekend. But yeah, let's dive into it. No one wants to hear me talk. So not great viewership from online stuff for me. So I'm not super stressed out, but I'm still trying to make these videos better and better. The goal with this video is to try to get under 30 minutes. So let's go. Where are we? Well, I guess before we even do that, I think we can drop into here. Results. Okay, so Navy beat Simpson. Not surprising, but it was closer than I would have expected. Uh, so yeah, and like I said, that was on Verdius, so you could watch that there. Um, then we had Army versus Michigan versus Springfield. Not the most exciting meet. You can kind of see like this is pretty separated here, and then this is pretty separated on the bottom. I mean, like, was this like greater than 10 points, and then almost 10 points there. But interesting to note that Simpson was ahead of Springfield, so that's usually I have these the other way around. So hey, maybe they're improving. Maybe there was higher scoring at this meet. I don't know. That would not bode well for Navy. Well, Navy did edge out Army, it seems like, but you can't really compare it. It's not apples to apples. Anyway, Penn State beat William and Mary, not surprisingly. Of note, Michigan had the return of Fred Richard. Did I get it up here? Yeah, Fred Richard. So Fred Richard was on pommel, horse vault, and high bar. So he's obviously adding back post Olympics. Um, So yeah, this is decent in the mix. I mean, high bar obviously we expect to be a little higher after being a world class gymnast on the event, but yeah, actually I was able to grab this routine, so we'll watch it later, and we'll talk about it then. Anyway, yeah, this is the meet I was talking about. It was really fun. Illinois versus Oklahoma. I mean, they were 5 points separating them, but it felt much closer. Illinois was definitely in the hunt all the way up to really the last event when Oklahoma goes to high bar. So yeah, so great event, and please watch it if you are into gymnastics. I think it's really the funnest one to watch. Stanford Open happened, great meet also. I'll just say it's a little bit less interesting as they continue to record like with like the split screen stuff, and it's like I don't know what's going on half the time. They did have announcers. I was able to pull some video from there too. We'll watch. Of note, Ohio was able to edge out Stanford, which is interesting to see. But the caveat is that, well, let's see. Stanford, I wish it just had like a roster, but you can kind of see Taylor Burkhart kind of led Stanford. But what they did is, yeah, they don't have a roster. What they did is they split up their teams so that they had like a USA team, which was basically the Olympic team members or the national team members who were also on the Stanford team, and then there was even like a freshman team or like a lower level team with some of their new guys. So basically, Stanford fielded three teams. So yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a great look at where they're at. We'll look at the standings later, and you'll see Stanford's on top still. Just looking at like last weekend and the weekend before scores. So anyway, that's really what's going on. Like I said, it wasn't super crazy. This was a fun meet. This was a little bit less competitive just because of everything. Also, it's great to see Penn State and Michigan. This is actually closer than I would have thought. But we'll get all into it. Um, let's get into standings. I think I had it all set up here already. Okay, yeah. So what happened? So floor, Cameron Nelson did another routine. We're gonna go with highs, and he took the lead in the standings on floor overall with a 14.6. It was interesting. He actually took out a lot of difficulty. He did a triple back. He didn't do his triple pike, but he did a half and half out. I have this routine also. It's like the Stanford Open, so it's not the best quality, but we'll be able to take a look at it. But he did great. Also of note, Taylor Burkhart had a great meet actually. I think he is now leading the all around. Yes, here, and this was squarely off of this meet we just had is what put him in the lead. You can see, yeah. So Stanford Open. I mean, he did great. I think this is his high on pommel horse. This is definitely his high on the floor. I believe. I mean, this is a decent score. Oh, I think vault is not as high as it has been. Yeah, but this is still good. I mean, rings was higher, but I mean, I don't feel like this is super impressive. But anyway, this is a great all-around score, so good on him. Don't want to get too sidetracked. But yeah, so we were back at floor with individual, and yeah, we had Cameron Nelson on top. Uh, Nothing else really changed much there. You can kind of see, oh, Emery, oh, he did have a great routine. I ended up not putting a video of him in just because he didn't take the lead. But Colt Walker's still hanging in there with his high. But you see Asher Hong has kind of dropped. It might have been, maybe I should have grabbed this routine from Charlie. Michigan does a great job putting their routines on their individual site on YouTube right after the meet. So definitely you have access to all that, no problem. Anyway, what happened on Pommel Horse? This is why my videos go too long. Okay, so Patrick Hoops still on top for Air Force with the high score. However, this weekend Brandon Dang had the high score with the 14.7. Just looking at the weekend, and you can see Parker is right behind him, and then it starts to fall off a little bit. Yockers did not have the best meet. So he's hanging out there. I think he actually even scored lower than 14.45. You gotta be careful when you go here. It always doesn't go to the people I want it to go to. Yeah. So he had the 14.3. So a little low. I mean, obviously still within striking distance of his high. Back to standings. Still rings. Um, it's still gonna be Asher Hong, which I feel like is maybe like unbeatable. Uh, I spent a long time looking at it. I don't even know what he got this weekend. I guess we can look at it real fast. See, yeah, they didn't even turn in his scores because he competed as the national team member in the Stanford Open. So I guess I didn't really put it in for college, but if I know anything, I'm sure it's still a pretty substantial score there. probably easier just to go back next time. Come on, men. It always does this. So let's go look the women. Anyway, so ignoring his score, the high of the week was Taz Hajdu, and I grabbed that one for us. I think, yeah, on average he's not the highest, but he does squeak out just over Underhill here. So vault was also interesting this weekend. So Taylor Burkhart is still in the lead. He had the stick. I believe he does Yurchenko half on with the double full out, and he stuck it. And that's still strong enough to keep him in the lead. But Cameron Nelson is doing his front handspring 2.5, and he did it just a little bit better, 0.15 tenths better, and that puts him in the lead for the weekend. Also of note, I thought I grabbed another vault too. Well, we'll see when we get into it. Actually, I don't think I had another vault. Unless I put Brandon in, but I don't think I did. Moving on, parallel bars this weekend. So Logan has the high. We saw that routine a little while ago. Also, I got the routine from Colt. I was able to grab this routine from Brandon Nguyen, so we'll be looking at that. And I believe I grabbed another routine, but I'll let you know when we get into it. It was a super clean routine, and that's why I thought it was worth note. I believe it puts him right. It might have been Ian. Whatever. I'll let you know. I got some information on it as we get into it. Okay, high bar. Okay, so like I said, we got a score now from Fred Richard, which wasn't super impressive. Kind of puts him, I believe it's like 7th place if we're just looking at highs. Dodanley also looking really good in the mix. We watched this routine from Taylor, I think a weekend or two ago. I believe we watched this one also from Caden. Sam Phillips had a good routine. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I actually pulled a routine from Josh Carnes, and I wanted to see where he was in the standings, but he must be down there. Penn State has been having a rough go of it, which is like super curious. He's like way down here. Super surprising because they have a lot of difficulty, and this new code was supposed to really help teams with difficulty. So yeah, interesting. Anyway, there's still a lot of season left. So yeah, like I said before, Taylor Burkhart had a great all-around score, put him in the lead. And then Stanford also has Colt Walker. Stan Phillips has been doing a lot of all-around, and he's definitely being competitive. And then it kind of just falls off from there. But we'll be watching it. So where does that put us in the real standings, the only thing we really care about, right? So Oklahoma's still standing tall with the wait, I actually lied. Oh yeah, it is. High score of 330. Stanford's following them close behind. And then Illinois actually did a great job, jumped up a bit. Ohio in the mix. And then we get to Nebraska and Michigan. Michigan, I expect to start climbing here soon. Ohio is doing great for itself. Uh, there's still some points I think it could pick up by being cleaner, but this is kind of where I expect to see them. Illinois has been doing great this year, higher than I would have put them at preseason. So we'll see if they can hang on. That'll be interesting. And Nebraska's kind of hanging out. I want Nebraska to do better, but yeah, they just always kind of stay in the middle, lower area. Looking at service academies, Air Force is still holding on to the lead above Navy Army. This has been pretty competitive, so we'll see how this goes. I think this year Well, Air Force has always been a little bit better. I think with their coaching and stuff, they throw a lot more difficulty. But I think this is close. And when we see them go all three head to head, it's going to be an intense meet. California's doing great for themselves, kind of leading the lower teams. William and Mary's had some good showings. And then we have Springfield, Greenville, and Simpson. This is actually should be flopped, I believe. I feel like Simpson had some high scores this weekend, so I don't know if that was put in there. I guess if what we're looking at average, high. So I don't know. Well, we'll see. So that's really all the scores and everything. Um, I guess the plan will be to get them into routines now. I don't think I'm missing anything. Like I said, this will be a little quicker. So let's do it. Look at my beautiful icon here. All right, so let's start with floor. Um, let's start off with we got Cameron Nelson again. I wanted to show the routine of him kind of watering down. So this will all happen kind of up in this corner, but actually this first pass you'll be able to see a lot of it here. So we'll watch this right corner. Here he goes. So this is why I hate watching these split screen things. Anyway, here's what coming in now. Boom, triple back, small hop. I give it 3/10. Maybe I'm generous. So usually he was doing triple pike, triple back, but you can see here he goes laid out, half in, half out. Another hop, but definitely staying in bounds. Last weekend he went out of bounds. 2.5 punch layout, and he stuck it. So that looked a lot cleaner. I think this also looks a lot better with the press. I just feel like when he's doing the two triples, he looks pressed for time. And I mean, obviously, his endurance is probably super affected. You see, he wobbles in the scale. You see that, but he gets under control. I still feel like that's not long enough of a hold. And I believe he goes right here. Oh, this is the double front, full and double front. He's been having trouble with that, landing low, but this meet he did much better. I think he may have had a small hop, and I think that was double double, I believe, this mount with a much better controlled landing. So he's been coming in short on that. So yeah, great routine for him. Really jumps him up. I believe this was the routine that put him in the lead. The other two routine we're going to watch is Taylor Burkhart's from Stanford. We're going to be on floor, obviously. He's getting in this corner right here. So this is going to be weird. I don't know what they're doing with the cameras. I believe he was the last one up in this rotation. So they kind of keep moving the cameras around, but I think this lower corner is probably the best to watch him right now. Here we go. Should be moving my mouse around. It's blocking. Oh, here he goes. So he also does a round off in, but laid out half and half out with a stick, by the way. And he goes double full, double front. Also sticks it. See, I don't know what happened in this low screen here. It just like disappeared. But anyway, right off double full with the stick. So, oh, this is interesting. He actually sticks every pass here. So yeah, kind of putting on a little bit of a clinic. Nice solid wide arm handstand press. I think he throws in his scale. And then we can watch the top corner, I guess. I think it was half and half out tucked, sticks landing. So yeah, great routine for him. And you can tell it's really how clean he is really what put him up um, so high in the standings. So good on him. Okay, let's see a palm wash routine. This is Dang from Illinois. Nice Mikulik into the flop sequence with the Russian. I believe he goes Bazugo. And he does a sewn entry into the flop. Nice. To the woo. And really, he's showing great form, great extension. I mean, these are the things. Oh, yeah, that dismount was a little wonky. He actually put his hand like just on the side of the pommel horse, but yeah, obviously he keep it together, stuck the landing, and so that's the high for the week. Okay, so this is the ring routine I grabbed for us. Um, this is Taz Hajdu. So we go back up rise to planche. It's very nice. Lowers to Maltese. Nice. And this is the same sequence that's in Asher Hong's routine. He goes back up rise, Maltese. That was a little wonky, but he kept it under control. I'd give that a hold for sure. And then we do a little swing work. Pike Jabberwocky, back up rise handstand. Giant handstand. Like a tuck double double. Or maybe it was like a laid out half and half out. I mean, it looked a little tucked off the go. We'll watch it one more time. Yeah, I would say it was tough. It looks like double double. Anyway, it's a great routine. Um, I mean, for college, like that's obviously amazing, but it's just gonna be tough to beat Asher this year. I mean, he's also got the backup rise, inverted cross in his routine, and he's just so clean. And he goes layout double double, and the dismounts are like you get extra bonus this year for that. So we'll see. But also, obviously, great routine. All right, so I do have the vault from Emery. Let's watch that first. It's gonna come fast. Good. So this is your, cause and a half. We'll watch it again. This clip was cut super close, so it's hard. Boom. So yeah, definitely cleaning the air. Maybe a little low in the landing, but that's definitely a stick. So take it. Okay. And this is Cameron Nelson at Stanford Open. So this will be this. I believe we're going to be watching this bottom area here. Trying to get my thing out of the way. Oh, it was actually in the top screen. Let's watch. Here we go. Boom. So one step. He's in the lines, which is good. Yeah, much better than last week. And that's why he took the lead. Okay. Huh. Let's dive into parallel bars. So we're watching P bars. It's going to be right in the bottom area. This is Brandon Nguyen. So we went peach half, peach, Diom, giant, 1 1/4 front, Stutz, double front dismount, the hop. Good routine, good construction. I mean, it's not like out of this world. Oh, he started with a whip it. That's the part I missed. Yeah, I mean, this is a great routine. It's clean, it's smooth, it's flowing. Nothing stands out to me as like a massive value, but you want consistency. You want short and sweet. Should we watch to the end? Sure. Nice. Okay. So I kind of messed up a bit. Let's see if we can fix things. So who's on parallel bars? I believe I pulled this Penn State parallel bar routine. Is it Michael Giroux? It might have been. Actually, I believe it is Michael Giroux, which I think might have been the high of the weekend following Brandon. Um, yeah, I believe it was, and that's why I pulled him. So let's see the routine. So this is a great routine because it's super clean, and that's what you want. It's also interesting he starts with L hold. But he can't take anything on this press, not at all. And then he holds it. Beautiful peach, right to handstand. Ooh, oh, he did. Yeah, that's a pretty high value. Nice giant handstand. Oh, he does Makutes with a little arch. Stutz, little arch, and double front, sixth landing. So that's a solid routine, actually. So he's coming in second for the weekend. I just wanted to put someone else besides Stanford up. All right, let's get into some high bar. I got a few for you. Let's think. Let's see how Fred Richards did. Okay, so this was the, I believe, national champion on high bar. So just FYI, a little straddled on that talk half. And we go Cosina. I mean, that's great. His arms are straight as they could be at the catch. Tucked. Coleman. Laid out to Kachev. Tucked. Trademark. Quast, a one arm giant. And dismount. Good. Like, what do you take on that? That's got to be 5/10 at least. Not to mention landing low, chest down. I mean, I think you add back those 5/10, or maybe even like, well, fine, even 5/10, 14-3, 5. I mean, that could be enough to be in the lead right there. Like, I think he might have lost it right with the just straight up. Just looking at the landing. But the thing is, I know for a fact, yeah, he would have, you just give him 5/10 and he's tied with Kelton. So I expect him to come back. I think he can take the lead if he wants to. Not to mention, he also has a Lukin, which would add value to this routine. I believe at least 2/10s. He could connect the Tkachev's, at least pike the straddle. If not, I don't know if he ever can actually. I got to correct myself. I don't think I've ever seen him connect the layout to the straddle. But I've also seen that he's working the Brett Schneider, which could be interesting. So yeah, I think he's going to take the lead here. I think this is the routine to watch, but I think first time out, it wasn't as good as he planned. Okay, so then I actually grabbed this routine from Josh Carnes. Um, yeah, I love this routine actually. There's some cool stuff. So I don't know if the difficulty's not there. I mean, I know he gets a little loose sometimes. Silly man. I mean, yeah, I feel like he got the twist. Now this will be awesome. There's a pagan. And that looks clean. Like, I don't know what else you can really do there. I mean, a little weird on the catch, but I don't see much in the Casina. Like, obviously, leg split on the Coleman, but not bad. It was a little pikey. I could see that could lose some points there. And that was he blew that. Okay. I mean, I think he got credit for it, but it's got to be like a 5/10 deduction. And not the best dismount. It's surprising. Like, he almost cleared the mat. You know what I mean? And it's only a half and half out too. But I think he could be a contender, and I think, um, yeah, he's one to watch as well. So we'll see. I like to see him try to connect some releases. I think he could do it. Okay, so the actual first place routine of the week on high bar is here. Kelton Christensen. So this is nice. He does the Jaeger with the full twist. There's probably a different name for it. A little straddled. But you can see these giants are clean. I think that was nice. Rebalco. I guess that wasn't a Rebalco. Quas with the half turn. See, that's a talk full. That's a handstand. And this is interesting because then in this meet, they really needed the score. So, ooh, yes. Nice. That was the Ginger, by the way. Quas. I feel like he catches his Quas a little early. Oh, he does do a double twisting, double layout, and sixth landing. So 14 in the lead. Can't take anything from him. So yeah, that's really the big stuff from the week. I really feel like was able to get everything I wanted, one way or another. So yeah, let's jump into some other stuff. So GYMACT, what's going on? We'll keep it moving though. So GYMACT wasn't the most exciting weekend. Um, we had the KC Co-Ed Classic. That was the big competition. Rocky Mountain showed up, which was nice. We've got a great score from Minnesota, 298. And then we had Illinois, which is in the mix. Northern Illinois and Iowa, also in the mix. Actually, this was super close here between Rocky Mountain and Iowa. So this is actually probably the high score for them of the year. Also, Washington competed with a 294, puts them behind Minnesota, not surprisingly. I don't know about this score though. Without another team, it's hard to compare where they're at, but it's fine. So what happened? So floor, we actually had a high from Rocky Mountain Open. Uh, Ethan Zenick. I was unable to find this routine though, unfortunately. I had a really hard time finding any routines from these meets. I probably should have gone right to the website here. Maybe we'll do it. We'll do what I'm not supposed to do. We'll go actually to my massive thing. So I was trying to look up some stuff earlier. Let's just do a Rocky Mountain Mavericks. Did I spell it right, guys? Yeah, helping me at all. Okay, well, they have one video, so we can recap the hype video. So yeah, they don't have anything. Yeah, I was really trying to find some video for this floor team, especially because I love floor. But this is great, 3-2. I think some of the meets coming up will be able to get better video, and we will see this eventually. Pommel Horse, it was Minnesota. Paul Acker is in the lead. And then David Grossman on rings. Yeah, I was trying to find this routine too. I was able to find this routine so we can watch the vault, which is very exciting. P-bars was David Grossman again. And then high bar was David Grossman. So, like, you can tell he actually showed up this meet. Who do you think is going to be the all around? Not David Grossman. So, yeah. So, great meet. Um, Minnesota taking the lead, uh, probably pretty handedly. If we could go back. Yeah, here we go. So Rocky Mountain actually took the lead on floor, but I believe it's going to be Minnesota. Oh, Rocky Mountain actually won a vault too. I didn't realize that, guys. And Iowa was ahead on vault too. I mean, this is close. 8/10, but I mean, that's impressive. And parallel bars? Oh, there's no way. Why'd things get weird? That's correct. Oh, here we go. I was like, why is it? Yeah, Minnesota. Minnesota. So Minnesota took everything but floor and vault. So yeah. So let's watch the one clip I was able to find. This is David Grossman on vault. Boom. Stuck. Kazumatsu with the full twist. This is a beautiful vault. A great meet. Great venue. I really wish there was some. This is obviously someone recorded this, so I don't understand why there's not more footage out there. Yeah, it's very nice. Maybe I'll do some research. I really want to highlight some more of the GYMACT just because, like, it is fun, and if we don't follow it and get into it, it's just going to look like a less good NCAA. But it's not because it has its own rivalries and its own like star athletes. So I'm really gonna just dive into it a little bit more. Maybe I'll even do a week where I just do it, and so I can really devote some time to it. But it's hard because NCAA is just like relentless. Like every weekend something's happening. Anyway, what's going on next week? I know, right? It's exciting. So week 4, we have a great heads-up match between Illinois and Nebraska. I would say I would expect Illinois to win this one, but it could be close. It could be very interesting. And then we have an Army Navy. Like this will be fun. I guarantee that. So I'll definitely try to grab this as much as I can from this. Michigan, Penn State could be interesting. I think Michigan is still gaining momentum, and they're not really throwing their full difficulty or best athletes. I haven't even seen Paul Judah yet. So this might be a great chance for Penn State to grab a win. That would be good. This would also be really interesting. Greenville, up and comer, versus Springfield, who's been here forever. So this actually is a very exciting weekend. Just looking straight at uh, meets California versus Stanford. I feel like we just saw this, so it's interesting that they're competing again. I wonder if this is like a local meet that they just both are going to. This might even be the B squad at this point. Um, Oklahoma versus Ohio. So Ohio is just competing nonstop. I mean, they've been. I mean, this is the 4th weekend, and I think it's the 4th weekend they competed. They, won the Stanford Open. So Oklahoma, that will be interesting. Honestly, I feel like right now, if you compare Oklahoma to Stanford, Oklahoma's the top. So, I mean, this is Ohio going against the best team. So, I would love to see this match, actually. I'd love to see it be super competitive. So, keep an eye on it for you. And and we're going to have a ton of video to review. So, it should be a fun weekend. GYMACT. Okay, we got Arizona State going against Bay Area Bandits and SC United. both Bay Area bands and SU United are kind of like smaller teams. So I think together, I think they're competing together, but they might not. Either way, it'd be interesting to see. Also, it'd be great to get a score from Arizona State. Arizona State has like a massive program, so I don't know if they're going to send their A team, but maybe we can get some video from here, and I actually will be at this meet, so that'll be interesting. um, this could be interesting, even though I definitely assume Indy High is going to beat New York Alliance, but that could be fun. And then we'll see Minnesota versus Iowa again. And then, of course, KC United will be there, but I don't think they're going to be super competitive. So that's where we're at. Yeah, leave some comments. Tell me what you think. I know it's, I mean, a little all over the place, but with my viewership numbers, I feel like less is more. Last year, I was tracking scores a lot closer as far as like we had I think it was a 15 and up club, and it became massive because everyone was scoring 15 on high bar, on a vault. But I was trying to think like I should do a 14 and up club, but also I just don't think 14 is a high enough bar. So I'm thinking about it. I think maybe either we're gonna have a list of the high scores on each event, and I will update it every time someone wins. You know, the event. That could be fun, and so we just have like people get dethroned. Or maybe I was thinking 14.5 and up. It just doesn't seem as cool with like the point 0.5. But we'll see. I have some ideas in the works is the bottom line. You guys have a great week. Watch some gymnastics. Try to get involved with some gymnastics. Support the sport. Anyway, this is Maxilla. I'm out.